Another edition of NASCAR Heat 5 on the channel here today. It is another live stream edition of a full race at Charlotte Motor Speedway here. Day racing at Charlotte. Going to be starting at the rear of the field. It's been a while since we have had... Jeez. All right, there we go. Mic working now? Hopefully. How's the mic working now before we get really deep into this? Mic is working. All right, that's all I needed. All right, well, thanks for everybody tuning in here today. All right, let's go back to that intro again. Welcome to another edition of NASCAR Heat 5 on the channel today. I'm Keegan Schneider. The Alsco 300 is about to begin for the NASCAR Xfinity Series at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Afternoon racing at Charlotte nonetheless. Going to be starting at the rear. No practice, no qualifying. We have not been in the Xfinity cars in a very long time, pretty much since the game came out the night after the Gold Edition actually came out. So it's been over a month, but we are back in action here in this one. 200 laps, 300 miles in today's race around this mile-and-a-half racetrack. Ghost Destroyer, Called 88, Garrett Master 2000, Jackson Thomas. Welcome to the stream, everybody. And everybody else, of course, that is tuned in also. So here we go. Gonna get right on into this race. Gonna be using the steering wheel in this one today as well. CJ McLaughlin's been struggling all weekend. Alex LeBay is well prepared for today's race, and Riley Herbst will be starting at the rear of the field. For the next few days, just Xfinity. No, we will still run the Bristol night race tonight. I figured I'm going to be calculating the points myself for the Xfinity Series this season, so it might be a little hectic, but I can handle it. So, nevertheless, Xfinity Series is back, and the green flag is in the air at Charlotte Motor Speedway. What a restart, or I should say initial start by Kyle Busch at the rear of the field. We know we love to see Kyle Busch come from the back to the front in these Xfinity Series races. Very fun to watch. We'll see if it'll be a fun watch here today. Noah, welcome to the stream. One lap in the books already. Kyle Busch trying to take it 3 wide to the bottom. Very tight. He had the 6 car there. Oh, man. I believe that was Matt Mills in the middle. It got really loose. A little bit of contact between Kyle Busch and Mills there. Busch pulls up now in front of Joe Graf Jr. for 28th. Busch is really tight. Barely keeps it off the wall. A little bit of a tighter race car here today for Kyle Busch. Matthew Chen, welcome to the stream. Day's been going so far so good. Ravish, also welcome to the stream. Kyle Busch Motorsport. Wow, Busch just absolutely went up the track and into the wall through turns 3 and 4. Mike Harmon got on by, so did Riley Herbst right back there again. Kyle Busch struggling to find speed here in the opening laps of the race. Oh boy, contact. 0-8 of Joe Graf Jr. kind of sucked the air off the left rear of Busch's car off of turn 2. Kyle's just so tight right now. About got into the side of Mike Harmon again through turns 3 and 4. It seemed like those first couple laps getting up to speed, it was okay, but then very quickly after that, it just immediately fell off. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream also. Jeremy Hawk, welcome. One of your favorite YouTubers, thanks, man. But yeah, that Bristol night race playoffs for the Cup Series later on tonight should be a lot of fun. Second race for the round of 12. Anybody new watching, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We got full race live streams on the daily Xfinity Series and Cup Series doubleheader today. Didn't think we were going to be running Xfinity Series races anytime soon, but nevertheless, we are back. And there's Austin Hill right on the back bumper of Kyle Busch. Austin Hill, of course, won at Daytona, for those of you that have forgotten. Austin Hill got the upset win in the season opener, so he is in the playoffs as long as he finishes in the top 20 in the point standings. Going to be a little harder for that underfunded Xfinity Series team, but we'll have to see how that's going to work throughout the course of the season. Tim Irving, welcome to the stream. Busch seems to handle a little bit better on the top side of the racetrack, at least in 1 and 2. Not as tight up there. Definitely going to have to keep an eye on the tire wear again. Just like in the Truck Series limited tires, we can only pit for tires 4 times in today's race. We're going to have to take care of them pretty well. And with having a tight race car, we know that right front's probably going to wear out quite a bit today. Maybe compared to some of these other drivers. Is the new rule limited tires? For the Truck and Xfinity Series, I don't pit for tires more than 4 times. I try to make it limited just like they do in real life. We haven't had an issue with that in the Truck Series. The only track that we had an issue with it looked like it was going to be Atlanta, but we ended up DNFing about halfway through the race anyway, so I guess we never got to that conclusion of whether or not we were going to have enough tires, but definitely got to take care of them here in this one. King, welcome to the stream. Ty Jasper, welcome to the stream. Start marker. So the actual, I'm assuming you're probably talking about the choose cone rule. I love the choose cone rule. I think it adds, it puts the drivers more in hand on the restarts for sure. Drivers like it, fans seem to like it from what I see. It definitely, I mean, the restarts are crazy enough, and then you throw in, you know, where everybody's going to start. Definitely makes it a huge issue. Ryan Blaney explained it on his podcast this week that I saw too, that you don't have to worry about those pit stops under caution, people brake checking at the end of pit road to try and get in their preferred line, so there won't be any more of that. So it makes pit stops under caution more meaningful. So you get that position, higher position to end up choosing where you want to restart, inside, outside, so be it. So yeah, that's pretty cool too. Do I like the NASCAR playoffs? I do. I enjoy it. I would enjoy it. I mean, I enjoyed the chase system. I enjoyed the playoff system. I was a little too young to quite actually watch and remember the Winston Cup points format. But I'm sure I would have enjoyed it then too. I mean, I'm just such a diehard fan. It really doesn't bother me what point system they do, at least of the ones that they've had so far. Definitely could be a lot worse. Diamond Jeff, welcome to the stream. Kyle Busch starting to grip the outside a little bit better. Turns 3 and 4, he struggles a little bit. Again, had to lift a little bit more than usual there, but Busch is going to get faster and faster, it looks like, over the course of this run. Up to 18th. 14 laps into the race. About 10 seconds off the lead. Remember, started at the rear, no practice or qualifying for this race today. Bring back the cigarette points. Honestly, though, if they didn't bring back, I'd rather prefer them to not change the point system anytime soon, because if they end up changing it and then newer fans don't like the old points format compared to the new playoff rule, then you got that whole thing going on, and then it's going to be the same thing all over again where nobody's happy about the point system, and they change it so often. It's going to be the same revolving questions. I'd rather them keep this for a longer period of time, and then if they feel like changing it later down the road, they can, but I want to see them at least stick it out with the stage points, with the actual stage, because again, we've only had stage racing for 4 years even. Like, let's keep this current point system for at least a decade, and then if it's still a failure at that point, which it's not a failure by any means, it's not a failure. It adds more drama, which is what they wanted. Fans do enjoy it to a certain extent, which is what they would want. They want fans to enjoy their product. Brandon Thompson, welcome to the stream also. Ooh. No. I'm going to be doing the regular schedule. The only reason I'm not doing the COVID schedule is simply because for the Truck, Xfinity, and Cup Series, we won't hit all the racetracks that were originally supposed to be on the schedule. Like Truck Series, unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to race at Canadian Tire nor Eldora. The Xfinity Series missing out on a couple road courses too, Mid-Ohio, and I don't think they have Indianapolis road course on the game, but Iowa would be missing in both Xfinity and Truck Series. Chicagoland will be missing in all 3 series, so Sonoma will be missing in the Cup Series. So no, I won't be doing that. I'll be running the schedule they were supposed to run before the season started. Alistair Moore, welcome to the stream. And they did do that with the Chase for a while. 2004 to 2013. Now once 2011 hit, it was 1 point per position, and 1 point for, you know, 1 bonus point for leading the lap, so it wasn't 5 points. So it was a little different, but it was the same concept. But yeah, they had that for about a decade. And then we had this format, so I mean, I don't see this format changing at all in the next at least handful of years. Bush getting a run here on Brandon Jones. Bush is moving through the field, but it's maybe a little slower start than what he would have liked in the very beginning of this one. We'll have to see how the green flag runs play out. We only had 3 cautions in the season opener at Daytona. I had to go back and look at it just to remember some of the stats from that race, because it's been over a month, like I mentioned at the beginning of the race. But Austin Hill won the first race of the season. Lap traffic now gonna play a factor here. McLaughlin off of turn 2 right there. How tall am I? I'm pretty tall. I'm about 6'4". Triple Boy 3, welcome to the stream. You're in class. Well, hopefully you have me muted, but or in a headset, probably preferably a headset if you could. Enjoy the broadcast. But yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for joining. Jesse Little with a great run, top 10 here early on in that 4 car. Kyle Busch gonna get on by him though. You own a lot of hats. Yeah, no, I do for sure. Yeah, I got my Green Bay Packers hat on. I had it on last night too. Or yesterday afternoon. Whatever time I streamed yesterday. Yeah, in the afternoon. Yeah, I just love wearing hats. I've wore hats a lot since I was a kid and everything. Oh boy, got to be careful in that apron off of turn 4 there. Busch really drove it low to make sure he was going to clear. McDowell coming up the track off of turn 4. Heavy lap traffic now in front of the leaders. Busch is starting to get a little looser as the run carries on. Cesar, or sorry, no, it's not Baccarella in the 90 in this one. I honestly cannot remember who's, oh no, it is Baccarella, okay. So Baccarella in the 90, it looks like another lap car to the outside. Busch cannot get around him, and he gets into the back of the 90 now. Chases the car up the hill, more contact. Into the wall goes Busch off of turn number 4. Kind of clipped the AstroTurf on the way back down. Heavy lap traffic getting in the way there. Keithley Family 03, welcome to the stream. Busch is falling back to 10th after that now. Looked like he just had nowhere to go. Once he got stuck to the back bumper of the 90 car of Baccarella, he just couldn't get off of him, and into the wall went Busch off of turn 4. Doesn't help the car starting to really loosen up on him here in the second half of this run. NASCAR Heat Mobile is a joke. I honestly don't have Heat Mobile, and nor do I really want to. I've heard some things about it being a joke before. I didn't want to waste my time with it. I don't have any games on my phone. I've never been one to play games on like a tablet or anything like that. I just stick to console. Michael Annett caught up in heavy lap traffic again down the back stretch. Busch will get on by. Kyle's got to be one of the faster cars, if not the fastest car on the track at this point in the run. Very, very late into the green flag run. Busch still about 6 seconds off the lead. Looking to the outside of Harrison Burton, trying to get the run off the exit of 2. You can see the amount of speed he was able to gain. Ducks to the inside now of Burton. Joe Graff Jr. going to be used as a pick there. Kyle Busch up to 7th. Big run on Briscoe. Center of the corner, moves up the track. Kyle Busch up to 6th. Noah Gragson rounding out the top 5. And how about Alex LeBay in 4th right now? Great run for that team. And look at him going 3 wide, very close to making contact into turn 3. Busch with a slide job for 5th place on Gregson a little further back. Oh no! Big loose moment there. Off of turn 4, Busch hangs onto it and stays in the gas. Big run now through 1 and 2, trying to carry that momentum to the outside. 36 of LeBay. Right there off of turn number 2 after running the top. Kyle Busch will pass and clear before they even get into 3. Busch back to the top again through 3 and 4, maybe trying to get a run on Justin Haley. All the way near the wall. Haley's going to drop back another spot. He will fall back to 4th. Kyle Busch up to 3rd. Austin Cindric leads this race. Ryan Sieg with a great run so far in 2nd. Caution's out for the first time today as Cindric leads here, lap 32 at the timing of the first yellow. Busch not going to repair any damage on pit road. 4 fresh tires stop coming up. But already the first, well, you know what? It's going to be right side tires only here for Busch. We need to limit the amount of tires we've got. So we got 4 sets, but if I take right sides, I'll use that as a half a set. So a little strategy game early on to conserve the tires in the early going of this race because of the timing of that first caution. So Busch will win the race off of pit road, gaining those 2 spots because of taking the right sides only. Green flag will be back in the air. It might help loosen him up on the short run as well. We'll have to wait and see. Lap 36 at the timing of the green flag. Kyle Busch with a great race start, quickly getting out ahead of Austin Cindric. Do I like Kyle Busch? He's not my favorite driver. Ryan Blaney's my favorite driver, but I've grown. Kyle Busch is slowly growing on me as far as, like, I don't hate him. When I was a kid, I hated him, but I mean, his post-race interviews are like legendary now, so I kind of have grown to appreciate him a little bit more, as well as his driving talent. Kyle Busch barely gonna lead the lap at the line. He brushed the wall off of turn 4, and Cindric was able to get inside of him because of it. Busch still a little tight on the short run, even with 2 tires, but you can feel it getting loose on exit still. But all these guys on 4 fresh tires are just charging around Kyle Busch, who again only has 2 fresh Goodyears. Simply trying to conserve the amount of tires he has. Hanging it around the outside right now, just trying to stay out of everybody's way. And finally is able to move back down towards the bottom. Kind of stalling that run out from everybody, but there he goes, washing straight up the track again. 3 wide, center of the corner, Briscoe. Couldn't quite squeeze in there. Oh man, Busch into the wall in turns 3 and 4. Contact down the track. Williams gets drilled. Busch gets hit hard from behind. We stay green as they pile in. Oh man, Busch goes through the roval area of the racetrack. Try and get down and miss everybody without having to run through the AstroTurf. I don't know how we stay green there. The 07 just got drilled off the exit of turn 4. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure exactly who that was. Again, I haven't ran the Xfinity series in over a month, so I've kind of forgotten the drivers to some extent. That was a very hard accident. Now the 44 of Tommy Joe Martins gives Busch a bump off of turn 4. Oh, Martins just sends Busch into turn 1. Not sure exactly what that was all about, but Busch is not happy about Martins. The handling of this 54 car is all over the place all of a sudden. Tyler Burback, welcome to the stream. Just like that, Kyle Busch is about 15 seconds off the lead, so already half a track behind. Busch really fighting the handling of that race car early on still. The outside through turns 3 and 4, the 15 right behind him. Kyle Busch led 1 lap under green on the restart, and that was it. Every other lap he's led has been under caution after winning that race off of pit road last time. I think we have a little bit more speed comparative. I mean, obviously it's 2 different series, so it's not going to be quite as much speed in the Xfinity cars, but speed comparative to the rest of the field, I think we have a little bit more to show for on the longer runs here versus Vegas in the Cup race yesterday. In Vegas, we were just pretty steady throughout the course of the run. Like, we were a top 10 car, but no matter what adjustments we made, we just couldn't get it done. But here today. The handling is already messed up on the car. Very loose off the exit of the corner. Still washing up the track though on entrance, a little tight. Busch trying to get back around Martins. Busch gonna try to clear him off of turn 2. Oh man! Another run in with the 44. That time he tried to come back of him again. Busch looking to the outside now through 1 and 2, but he's just a little too tight early in the run to try and run up there. At least on the entrance to the corner. Again, tight on entrance, loose on exit for the 54 of Busch right now. Aiden Rowland, welcome to the stream. Yeah, so my Twitter, I don't even know at this point, simply because when I got my new phone, I can't get logged into my Twitter account. Like, and I tried resetting the password, and for whatever reason, it's not logging me in. It's logging me into another account I had on another email, even though I never actually had a Twitter. So I don't know what the heck's going on. I don't know how to get the old, you know, with my current email in there. So that's why there wasn't a streaming schedule, not video, but picture, post, whatever you want to call it, up on the channel. Busch has cleared Tommy Joe Martins, and 44 Martins about got to the back bumper of Busch again. In the center of 1 and 2, Busch finally going to get away from him. Just make a new account. Yeah, I might as well. I didn't have that many followers. I think I don't even know how many I had, honestly, to be quite honest. Yeah, I'll probably end up having to do that. Do I have my old phone? My old phone is like, I have it, but it's broken. Like, you can't, like, they couldn't even, so when I had my old phone replaced, how they tried to sync up, like, literally all they could get was some of my contacts from my old phone transferred to my new phone, but not all of them. So I had to, like, manually, you know, get numbers from people that knew other numbers, and or like wait for somebody to contact me, and I'm like, okay, who is this exactly? And it's like, oh, it's so and so. So, and then with my pictures, same thing. Like, it saved some of my pictures, but not all of them. But that was the only thing that we were even able to transfer over, because my phone was glitching out within 30 seconds every time. Like, you could click on stuff, but you couldn't see what you were clicking on. Tapping, clicking, whatever, same thing. We're already a quarter of the way through the race today, 150 laps to go. Kyle Busch dealing with a really loose race car. He's definitely got a ton of damage on that rear bumper. Really much damage lightly all the way around the race car. Gaming Hot Plays, welcome to the stream. No, I did not see that, Ravish. Oh boy. Kyle definitely had some speed knocked out of the car with the little bit of damage he's got. Loose off of 4 again. He had to get out of the gas, or he was probably going to clip Vinnie Miller. Car's definitely all over the place here. Busch definitely needs a caution as soon as he probably can get one. So past Miller down the back stretch, he'll finally clear him. Remember, rough start to the season for Kyle Busch at Daytona. Although he led a lot of laps in the race, he didn't get the finish he wanted. But got into a big accident late in the race with about 30 laps to go on the final restart. And Busch ended up falling a lap down after losing the draft and finished 35th. So only was able to score 2 points from that race and not having a good start here today, obviously, as you guys have seen. This could be troubling. I know it's early in the season, but you look at the regular season point standings. Yeah, Busch is likely going to get a win at some point this year, you'd have to imagine. 26 race regular season in total. And he should probably get to the top 20, but if we don't get a lot of playoff points, that could be troubling. And obviously, if we can't compete for a regular season championship, that's a loss. 15 playoff points, or even in the top 10. Playoff points are scored 9 through 1 from second, getting 9 points, all the way down to the 10th place finisher points, getting 1 playoff point. So regular season points do matter more so than what most people tend to think. And that left front tire on Kyle Busch's number 54 Toyota Supra is really wearing out. And you can see this car getting looser and looser because of it, down to 20%. Busch just trying to ride it out and hope for a caution. No, there's a race today at 5. Yeah, the ARCA is supposed to be racing today, and I believe, is the Truck Series racing today or tomorrow? So I know the trucks are obviously racing there too. I know ARCA for sure is today at Daytona Road Course, but I don't know about trucks off the top of my head. I should know that, but oh boy. Busch really got tight up the track immediately on entrance into turn 3, but luckily he had Chastain cleared. Busch very loose up in turn 4, and he tries to save it. He barely taps the wall. The right rear caught it first, slamming then the right front into the wall. Heavy damage to the right side of the race car for Kyle Busch. Looked like it was going to be a light hit there at first, and then as soon as that right rear hit, the right front just soon followed. Truck race is Sunday. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. I did see that. It's at noon on Sunday because the Cup race is at 3. I completely forgot about that. Wow. Again, Busch just trying to survive until we get a caution. About 22.5 seconds off the lead in 17th currently. McMahon, welcome to the stream. Is that more than 5 seconds of damage though? And if so, how's Busch ever going to get the speed back in the car with the damage on the race car? It's going to get right back around Chastain going into turn 1. Again, this 54 car, oh, look at him just sliding up the track. Definitely a rough one today for the 54 of Kyle Busch, that is for sure. And we're only 60 laps into the race. It can go one of two ways. It can either get better or it can get worse. And Busch needs a solid finish today after a 35th place finish to start the season at Daytona. So also, to go back to an earlier question, as far as stating if it was just going to be Xfinity Series races from now on, we'll still mix in Cup and Truck races, but you're likely going to see about 4 or 5 Xfinity races a week until it ends up catching up with the Cup. Like, you're probably only going to see 1 truck race and 1 Cup race, maybe 2 truck races. So that way we can hopefully finish the seasons all up around the same time. It will definitely be a 4-tire stop for Kyle Busch when he comes down to pit road, but again, if it's more than 5 seconds of damage, he cannot repair it. That will leave him 2.5 sets of tires still left on pit road after this next stop. Now, it is taking more stress off of the right front from what I have noticed too. Oh, car in the wall! down the racetrack and back up the track. No. Stopping on the apron, it was Chase Briscoe, and that was probably the timing that we could have needed for another caution. Chase Briscoe hard into the wall in turns 3 and 4. But we stay green again on a crazy green flag run up to this point. What a tough break for Chase Briscoe there. Kyle Busch about 24 seconds off the lead. But luckily he missed that accident, was able to make a couple passes in the process with guys checking up. Busch again washes up the track, stays in the gas, kept it off the wall, believe it or not. And he can likely only go probably 2 or 3 more laps before he has to bring it onto pit road.
You're wearing enough tires down, driver. Clear eye, bud. Clear all around.
Busch took good care of the left front that last lap, never went down. He probably can stretch it closer to about 5 laps or so at the very most. But I think at this point he's trying not to hurt that car's performance any more than what it's already hurt by damaging it anymore, simply so not only he can repair it hopefully at this pit stop, but also with having that heavy damage on the right side, if he cannot repair it under the next pit. Oh, a little contact there. Washed up the track right into the side of the 8 of Daniel Hemrick. Up to 11th now for Kyle Busch. Busch had a couple instances where he probably could have gotten the yellow he needed, but still has not gotten it. Worst case scenario, if he does not get the caution, has to pit under green, he needs this to cycle all the way through. He'll have 4 fresh tires for a little bit of time, so he'll have an advantage to try and make up as much of that 20-second deficit as he can. So he'll stay out of the pits another lap here. Almost 70 laps complete very shortly. Kyle Busch going to stay out of the pits 1 more lap. He will pit this next time by. Busch will get by the lap car of Jeremy Clements, so Kyle Busch will pit this time by. Should be able to make it. To check up off of turn 2 to keep from running into the back of Mike Harmon, and that left front all of a sudden is very, very low. Busch gets way out of the gas, and he is nursing it through turns 3 and 4 quite a bit. Backing it up easily so he doesn't risk blowing the tire, and I think he did. Kyle Busch has just blown the left front as he comes to pit road. Stayed out just a hair too long. 13 seconds of damage now, and Busch cannot repair it, unfortunately. That's really going to mess the handling up even more. Risk staying out of the pits just 1 lap too long. And I think when he was coming down off the banking of the racetrack onto that flatter apron to get onto pit road is where the tire gave out. .6 second stop that time for Kyle Busch. Heavy damage to the front, heavy damage to the right side of the race car for the almost 18, 54 Toyota Supra here. Forgot to shift from 3rd to 4th also. Early season, but a lot of bad stuff going on for Kyle Busch in this one, that is for sure. This car from loose just extremely gets tight. We were worried about a tight race car when 4 fresh tires are on it at the beginning of the run. Heavy damage to the right side and heavy damage to the front is just making this car push straight up the track, almost in the wall off of turn 2. Yeah, the damage on the car physically doesn't look that bad, but it definitely feels bad. Kyle Busch needs this to stay green at least long enough for everybody to cycle through the pits, but remember, the rest of the field can likely go about another 20 laps, roughly, on fuel. 15 to 20 laps, so we'll see. No, the blown tire definitely gave us damage. We didn't have heavy damage in the front of the race car until the tire blew. And now it's in the red. Again, survival not only to make it to the end of this race, but Busch, of course, still trying to fight for every position he can get. Gonna alternate through the different camera angles for the first time this season here today. I should say the second time this season, with knowing that it's the second race. First time in a while, though, for the Xfinity Series again. Haven't raced the Xfinity Series since July 8th. Knowing that July 7th was the release date for NASCAR Heat 5 Gold Edition. We raced it not that opening day, but the second day after is when we started that Xfinity. So it has been a little bit over a month. You can see again the damage on Kyle Busch's number 54 car. He was going to go high there for a second, then it looked like Harmon was going to go high. Now he's got to be careful on the apron through 1 and 2, and just absolutely anything you can think of is just not going right for this 54 car today, whether it's lap traffic, battling for position. Even that last restart wasn't great as he just bucked it into the wall. Off of turn 4 again. Jacob Westbrook, welcome to the stream. Again, it's just hurting this car so much more. Looks like there's another vehicle up on smoke on pit road. Couldn't tell exactly who it was. But at least they were able to get off the racetrack onto pit road. Again, just one caution today. Came out back on lap 32. Busch almost got in the wall again off of turn 2. I mean, it's one of those instances he's trying to push it hard, but especially being on fresher tires right now, despite the damaged car, might slightly be a little faster than the leaders, but not by much. AJ Allmendinger win. No, geez, in the wall. I think he's definitely got a good chance. Guaranteed top 3, I think, for AJ. I want to see am I the only person that wants to see AJ Allmendinger run for an Xfinity Series championship? I would love to see him run full time. I mean, he never quite made it in the Cup Series. He won one race at Watkins Glen, but never quite made it. But we've seen him even win on an oval at Bristol this season. I think it'd be kind of cool. I think it would be a lot similar to a Justin Allgaier, you know, running for points in the Xfinity Series. You know, just a championship contender year in and year out. Rod G, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I would love to see that. You can almost feel it very tight. The angling through the front stretch too. Those kinks on the D-shaped quad oval on the front stretch. Very hard to get the car to turn. I can't imagine being side by side with somebody on a restart. I don't even think we can hold it 3 wide on the front stretch the way the car's handling, to be completely honest. I'm having to turn it so far to the left just to keep it off these guys going side by side on fresher tires. Oh man, use the far chase cam. I personally don't like it, especially when I'm using the steering wheel. If I use the steering wheel, it feels really awkward. I'd rather prefer this. Welcome back there, Ghost Destroyer. Leaders on pit road as we speak. Some of them, at least. Some of the lead lap cars. So we'll get to see where exactly Kyle Busch will cycle out. Kyle Busch has cracked back into the top 10 once again. All over the back bumper is Jesse Little. Oh, Busch pushes up the track, kind of overran turns 1 and 2. Trying to keep Jesse Little behind him. That didn't work out so well. Of course, these guys on fresher tires doesn't help the 54 of Kyle Busch either. And Brandon Brown now all over the back bumper of Busch also. Brown going to get underneath Kyle Busch going into turn 1. Busch is almost just kind of trying to stay out of everybody's way right now. Especially these guys on 4 fresh Goodyears behind him. Michael Annett trying to get around Kyle Busch now for 8th. Busch is almost willing to let him go, but it seems like everybody's trying to move out of the way is where Annett is at, and there he goes. So Michael Annett will clear him off at turn 2 easily. Busch just trying to stay out of everybody's way, run his own race with his own strategy at this point. So when you're the halfway mark in 11 laps. Anthony Alfredo in 10th is currently catching up to Kyle Busch pretty quickly also. This will drop Kyle Busch back another spot. Then Brandon Jones for Joe Gibbs Racing is in 11th, but he's about 4 seconds back at Kyle Busch. Busch going to stay to the inside off of turn 2, let those guys get the run on the top. Here comes Alfredo for position up there. Busch is about halfway through his tire run. Oh, man. Alfredo had to check up all of a sudden. Lap cars all over the place around Kyle Busch. Daytona winner Austin Hill to the inside of Busch off of turn 2. Busch will give him lane to run. Riley Herbst in 12th is about 8 seconds behind Busch. So even if Brandon Jones catches him, be interesting to see if the tires start to even out maybe to Riley Herbst. But again, the damage slowing Busch down quite a bit too. Kyle Busch is about 26 seconds off the race lead. He is still on the lead lap in 10th. Only 11 drivers total are on the lead lap around this racetrack. Again, 2.5 sets of tires for Kyle Busch by the time we get to the halfway mark, so he can pit for 4 fresh tires 2 more times and right sides 1 more time. "27 seconds off the lead now. And Brandon Jones is coming. He's only a second behind Busch. Well, with Austin Hill running 29th today, we are definitely going to get a new winner and a second driver to clinch themselves into the playoffs. This playoff field is only 12 spots, so only 12 drivers can make it into the playoffs. You can very easily get that many different winners. Here comes Brandon Jones now to the back bumper of Kyle Busch. He's going to get under him. Kyle gonna let him go. Jones clears him off at turn 2. Jones trying to get around the outside of Austin Hill. And he will. Kyle Busch getting a big run on Austin Hill now. He's gonna look to his inside into turn 1. He is there. Can he clear him though off of turn 2? Not quite. Hill's there, a little bit of a side draft off his right rear quarter panel. Caution. Caution is out as the leaders were literally about 1.5 seconds behind Kyle Busch. Riley Herbst will get the free pass at 12, so he's going to pit. Some of the leaders are pitting, but not all of them will. Kyle Busch will pit for right sides only. So very interesting pit strategy here in this one. The 2 sets of tires will be up at the halfway mark here. And we will be halfway home on the restart. So Busch wins the race off of pit road, but the top 3 stay out of the pits. This could be a crazy restart at the halfway mark here today. Green flag in the air. And everybody knows this is wide open to win this race, knowing we are going to get a new winner. Oh, Busch almost took it to the bottom. Couldn't quite get there. 3 wide up the middle, and that's one way to get the second. He's all over the back of Harrison Burton for the lead off of turn 2. Burton's got decent amount of damage to the front of that race car. That could slow him down also. Kyle Busch for the lead into turn 3. All the way to the bottom goes Sieg. A little contact up high. 3 wide. Ryan Sieg to the lead all of a sudden. And now he's about to lose the lead to Austin Cindric. Look at Justin Haley get really loose in turns 1 and 2. Burton all over the back of the 54 of Busch. Busch still can't get to the bottom. Big side draft by Daniel Hemrick in the 8. Just past halfway, 98 laps to go here at Charlotte. Busch on 2 fresh tires, but even the guys on older tires are passing Kyle Busch, and a lot of that, again, has to deal with the damage to both the front and the right side of the race car. And it cannot be repaired under the 5-second damage policy. Busch is just trying to hang on for dear life. He still has 2 sets of tires, though. That could be big at the end of this race. Again, we've only had 2 cautions up to this point, but we'll see how this is going to work going forward. And Harrison Burton still stuck behind Kyle Busch. Meanwhile, Riley Herbst on 4 fresh Goodyears is only about a second behind both of these guys. I mean, Herbst has had nowhere to go. He's getting freight trained just as much as Kyle Busch is, and it has nothing to do with his old tires. Kyle already 7.5 seconds off the lead. Back to the inside of Jeremy Clements. Gets tight up the racetrack. Junior Car 17, welcome to the stream. I just cannot believe the 20 of Harrison Burton still stuck behind Kyle. Oh, Busch had a big run into turn 1. Tried to get back underneath Jeff Green. Here comes Burton finally to the outside for 10th. Busch almost got a shot from behind from the 92. Starting to finally kind of keep up with Harrison Burton in front of him, at least on the straightaways. The cornering with the aerodynamics of this race car is just not great at all. Kyle Busch already 12.5 seconds off the race lead. Oh, and he just gets shoved by the 92 now into turn 3. Big push off the exit of turn 4. This is actually going to kind of help Busch out because he was able to hold on to it. Looks to the inside of Burton for 10th. Into the inside of Jeff Green as well, in the center of 1 and 2. Here comes Riley Herbst seemingly out of nowhere. 3-car battle now for the 10th position. Jesse Little just 2 seconds ahead, by the way, in 9th. Big run. Busch tried to get to the bottom and to get out of the gas. Burton pulled off the block, and here comes Herbst on the outside with a big run. He's going to clear Busch into turn 1, and he's going to get to the outside of Harrison Burton. No, I do not work weekends. I work Monday through Wednesday, but I work 13.5-hour shifts, so that's how I get my 40 hours in the week. I have Thursday through Sundays off. And holidays. Oh boy. $90 to go. 3 wide to the bottom goes Busch again. The 38. Sandwich right in the middle. Look at Burton. Trying to hang in there on the outside. Busch gets loose. My goodness. No contact though. Oh boy, up the track and into the side of the 38, Jeff Green. Busch just cannot make passes right now with this heavily damaged race car. He's 18 seconds off the lead. Sends it into 1 and 2, trying to get around the 38 of Jeff Green, and he does that time. Don't DNF. No, trust me, I'm trying not to. 88 laps to go. It's amazing how aggressive everybody's been racing this entire race, yet only 2 cautions. Though we have seen multiple accidents outside of those cautions. Look at the run Busch has on the bottom. All those lap cars were lined up to the outside. He's going to get by Riley Herbst and Harrison Burton. So just like that, Kyle Busch right back up to 10th. Only 2 to 2.5 seconds back from 8th and 9th. Anthony Alfredo and Jesse Little. So Busch is coming through the field about as best as he can with this heavily damaged race car, and only 2 fresh tires currently on it as well. Josh Williams in the 92. Oh man, Busch uses him up just a little bit too much there. And here comes Herbst. Busch tried to get around him quickly because he knew Herbst was coming. Herbst right back up to 10th place. Not a bad corner though by Kyle Busch in the center of 1 and 2. All over the back of the 18, just can't hang with him. Get to those straightaways, he just does not have that kind of speed in the race car. Oh, Herbst takes it 3 wide. Mike Harmon used as a pick now, and Busch is right back up to 10th. Three wide into 3. That got tight. That was the 99 car. Busch kind of got a little bit of contact into 3. They all still made it through the corner. 22 seconds off the lead with 84 laps to go. Still at least 1 more pit stop remains if we do go green all the way to the end of this race. And Williams just keeps coming back at Kyle Busch repeatedly here. Busch pulling down to the bottom. Kyle trying to get a run on the top through 3 and 4 to the outside of Vinnie Miller now. Here comes that 92 car closing in on Kyle Busch once again, but can't hang with him at the end of the straightaway. They both ran the top. Busch has a little bit more speed. And out of the inside of Anthony Alfredo for 9th. Busch overruns the corner, slightly washes up the track head to get out of the gas. Another big swing through 3 and 4 by Busch, trying to get alongside the 21 of Alfredo to side draft him. He is there, and he side drafted him just enough. Into turn 1, Busch sends it and clears Anthony Alfredo for position. Kyle Busch up to 9th. Less than a second back of Gregson. Jesse Little less than 2 seconds ahead of him. That's the 7th and 8th place cars. Oh boy. Got close to the wall there, that's for sure. I think Kyle Busch is going to drive this paint scheme again this year. I don't know. I have no clue how much is left with the sponsorship there. I know he's not supposed to race in the Xfinity series anymore. He's already raced there 5 times, so. I just don't know. I think he's raced the Twix like once or twice in the Cup Series this year. I just don't know how big of a deal they have with the Cup side of things. I don't know if that worked. I don't know. Does the same brand that owns Twix own M&M's and Snickers? Is that a completely different brand? I don't know if it's Nestle or not. Look at Busch go 3 wide up the middle between Martins and Gregson. He had a run-in with Martins earlier in the race, but there wasn't a lot of room there, but he made it work. Still trying to hang in on the outside off of turn number 4, carrying that straightaway speed and clearing Noah Gregson. Before we get down into turn 1, Kyle Busch is mowing through the field. But after Jesse Little, he's still got 15 seconds ahead of him to 6th place Brandon Jones.
Careful, still there. Careful, still there.
Man, really stuck the inside well that time through 1 and 2. Easily clears the 6 car off of turn 2. He's got quite a big gap. Oh, about a second and a half. Jesse Little's that next car ahead of him. But then after Jesse Little, there's a big gap there too. So Kyle Busch might have a little bit of clean air to work with, and he's in the wall off of turn 4. That doesn't help anything. Got to take care of the car. It's been a while since he's gotten up into the wall. Pushed it a little bit too hard there. Yeah, I don't know. It just depends on the sponsor, what they pay for in the contract. Like I know even for Brad Keselowski, he only had Miller Lite for 1 race this year. I mean, it could be anywhere to like the full season to 1 race, you know, 27 races, like it really varies. Left front tire down to about 23% tire wear. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles one final time in the race today. 75 laps to go as we currently run here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And a pretty good race so far today. Not so much for Kyle Busch, having to play from behind quite often, but you know he's going to have to short pit before the rest of the field too. Busch trying to make it with those left side tires in case we stay green to the end of the race. He needs to make it to roughly 56 laps to go to make it on 1 more stop with the fuel tank, but no guarantees the fuel will even push that far in these Xfinity cars. I don't know that left front's going to last that long. He already blew the left front tire earlier in the day, and that is why there's as much front damage as there is on the car. Body, of course, was dragging on the ground once that left front went flat, so Busch is not going to quite take it as far as he did that time because he can't afford more damage. I don't think Busch is going to be able to take it that far. He might be able to take it to 60 to go, but even that is going to be a stretch at this point. Giving a top 10 run after a hectic day so far for Kyle Busch wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It'd definitely be a step up from his finish at Daytona, despite running a much better race at Daytona than what he's ran today at Charlotte, that is for sure. Definitely some run-ins with some lap cars like Tommy Joe Martin's wasn't really his fault, and there goes Little getting caught behind the lap car, the 93. Kyle Busch will move up to 7th place now. Still about 11 seconds behind 6th place Brandon Jones, and he is 23.5 seconds off the race lead. But Busch, when he short pits to put 4 fresh tires back on the car, how much time can he cut back down from then on? We'll have to wait and see.
Easy on the tires, driver.
30.994 is the fastest lap of the race, by the way, for Kyle. So he has ran in the 32nd lap barrier at least once, but not by much. Next track on the schedule, if I'm not mistaken, is Martinsville for the Xfinity Series. But no guarantees on when exactly that'll be. We might end up running an Xfinity race tomorrow instead of the Cup race at Daytona and save the Cup race at Daytona for Sunday. Again, you guys are going to see a lot of Xfinity races here over the next few weeks. .68 to go, about 12% left on the left front. Still probably taking about 3 or 4 more laps at least.
See if we can manage our tire wear a little, all right?
Hasn't had to worry about oil temperatures at all either. It's been just barely over 230 majority of the time since receiving that front bumper damage. So no real damage to the radiator or the engine. It's just simply the aerodynamics of the car are off. But everything underneath the hood seems to be all right. For the 54 Kyle Busch. Now that right front's down to 22% also. So even the right front getting very close to being extremely worn out. Took my eye off the screen for too long there. And Busch just cannot afford to damage the car anymore. Needs to have a little bit better focus here late in the race. Yeah, I do have some die-cast cars. Mostly Blaney now, but I have a lot of older die-casts. Smaller scale. Not a whole lot of huge, you know, full, what, 164 are they? Or is the 164 the smaller one? I honestly can't remember. It's been a while since I've gotten a die-cast. Not since I was at Charlotte last year for the Roval. Oh man, Busch in the wall off of turn 2 again. Both front tires are extremely worn out, and that has to be playing a big factor in Kyle Busch's car right now. And stay out of the pits again. He's about 21.5 seconds off the lead. About put it in the wall again off of 4. Barely kept it off that time. 124 is the big. Gotcha. So 164 is the small. Got, okay. Makes sense. Pay attention, Keegan. Kyle Busch going to pit this time by 4 fresh tires. He will still have 1 more set if he needs it. Busch almost opened the stage green to the end, and it looks like everybody else that did not pit under the last caution is pitting now. Great job by Kyle getting onto pit road there. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel. He is going to be about 9 laps short. Ashton G, welcome to the stream. How can you watch the ARCA race tonight? I think it's on Fox. I could be wrong, but I think Fox has the rights to all the ARCA races, if I'm not mistaken. So I want to say it's supposed to be on Fox Sports 1 or 2, but I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if there's baseball on Fox Sports 1 tonight, that it might be Fox Sports 2. I'm not sure exactly what channel it's on. 15.1 second stop for Kyle Busch. Fastest green flag stop he has had so far today. He's going to have a 4 fresh tire advantage. He was 21.5 seconds off the lead when he came onto pit road. He's going to be a little bit short on fuel. Again, about 9 to 10 laps short. We'll see. And when will the leaders pit that did end up pitting under that last pit stop also? Kyle Busch is in 9th place right now, but he is a lap down. Almost got the wall off of 2. Again, the car very tight on 4 fresh tires, regardless of damage or not. Busch has to push the limit as far as he can, knowing he is going to have to pit regardless of how the tire wear goes the rest of this race. But he might need a 3rd caution at some point in time to try and save him. Oh man, in the wall again off of turn 2. He might have been able to not lift there, but it was not worth the risk. Kyle Busch has already beaten up the race car a little bit too much in this race, as you guys have seen. I think it's bad now. Just wait till we go to Martinsville. Things can get much worse there. Oh man, he tried to get to the inside of Clements, and Jeremy Clements blocks off the 54 of Busch. Not making life easy on the driver of the 54, and there's Jesse Little in 7th again, 1 lap ahead. The last thing Kyle Busch needs here is a caution to trap him 1 lap down. Although he might very well be the first driver 1 lap down, it is still not worth the risk. Oh, Little just about blocked him. Says it's on MAV TV. Could be on MAV TV also. I'm pretty sure all the ARCA races are, well, not all of them, but well, all the ARCA Menard Series races are, but I think the East and West Series races usually aren't broadcast on the main Fox channel, or Fox Sports channels. I just started streaming this year. I started streaming in November, just after the NASCAR season last year, so late November, right around Thanksgiving. I didn't start doing daily streams until this season started, so right around mid-February. Speed Weeks of Daytona is when I started doing daily streams, but daily streams, daily videos. Yeah, I was only streaming like maybe once or twice a week before that, though, when I first started the channel. I'm like, alright, I really want to dedicate myself, you know, if I want this to actually go somewhere. And I have to put the time, effort, and energy into it. And that's what I do. Last lap was a 32 flat. It's tough to tell if the car actually gets faster on the longer runs even with the damage. I think it still does, just obviously not as much. Sort of before, and the initial pace is obviously down also. Well, Gregson in 10th. 4 fresh tires also, that's why he's catching Kyle slightly. He's still 7.5 seconds behind though, but and we do have at least one car hitting pit road this time, and if it's Brandon Jones, which it looks like it's Brandon Jones, it is. So the rest of the leaders are hitting pit road with about 52 laps to go. Can they make it on fuel to the end of the race? Because they are looking to be about 2 laps to the good, but you never know if they burn enough. And we'll see how much time Kyle Busch will gain simply by pitting about 10 laps earlier. Welcome back, Jackson Thomas. A lot of cars on pit road now. Moment of truth here is we have 51 to go. Kyle Busch gains up to 6, but not all the leaders at pit yet. Easily cycles ahead of Riley Herbst and Jesse Little. Brandon Jones also about 7 seconds behind. Even Gregson and Harrison Burton have cycled ahead of him. It's going to help Kyle little by little. And likely the rest of the leaders are coming down onto pit road. 50 laps left, just a quarter of the race remains. Kyle Busch about 14.5 seconds off the lead, so he did lose time. I should say he didn't lose time. He gained about 6 seconds, but obviously not exactly what Kyle Busch wanted, but that's about as much as he's going to get out of the race car. And he's going to need a caution at some point in time before he has to pit again. He's going to stay out as long as he possibly can here. Busch overdrives turns 1 and 2 a little bit. Six car pushes Kyle Busch up the racetrack in the center of turns 3 and 4. Off of turn 2, he's going to give him another shot down the back straightaway, but Kyle does not want this. Evan Stewart, welcome to the stream. I believe that is David Starr in the 6th, and he is not letting Busch go, and now he gets to the inside of him finally. In turns 1 and 2, it is David Starr in the 6th, currently running 18th. Michael Annett in 6th place. Again, Kyle Busch currently in the top 5, barely, but here comes Annett. And about another 5 seconds back is Noah Gragson in 7th. Annett gets right underneath the lap car, I believe, of Brandon Brown. It is Brandon Brown in the 68. Busch starts to wash up the track. A push from behind now from Annett. Off of turn 2, got him tight. Brown slips by on the outside once Kyle got out of the gas. Kyle trying to let these guys go again. They're just not making it easy for him, that is for sure. Side draft by Kyle, trying to slow down the 13. Oh, and that goes to the outside. Barely enough room. Made it work. Another car up in smoke on pit road. But he gets out of the way in time. We stay green. Again, just 2 cautions so far today. And the last caution has not come out since 106 laps to go. A lot of room now behind Kyle. A couple more lap cars back there, but Brandon Jones, who's gotten himself up to 7th, about 3 seconds back of Kyle Busch. Inside Uranus, welcome to the stream. .43 laps left. Busch passed halfway through his tire wear here. Still about 40 laps left, a little over 40 to go. Kyle about 24.5 seconds off the lead. Kyle to the outside of Fincham, trying to make quick work of him. Brandon Jones is coming. 2.5 behind Kyle Busch. So again, we know Kyle has to pit, but will the rest of the field also have to pit? Will be that next question. Kyle still has one set of tires left. But if he has to pit under green late in the race, it'll likely be right sides only to try and save as much time as he can. So we'll go 1 lap down, and that will hopefully keep him from going 2 laps down. Jesse Little's now moved up to 8th. And Brandon Jones within about a half a second now of Kyle Busch. You have Chase Elliott 2020 Charlotte win. What, diecast, I'm guessing? Pretty cool. Yeah, I haven't even bought a Blaney diecast yet this year. Hopefully they have more booths available at Darlington, but I doubt they're going to. And Brandon Jones has caught Kyle Busch, just a couple car lengths now behind him, 37 to go. Busch probably not going to be as willing to give this spot up. Now that we're getting later and later into this race. Helidex, welcome to the stream. Ooh, couple more lap cars right in the way of the 54 of Busch as he gets into the back of Hill in the center now of turns 3 and 4. Kyle trying to quickly get underneath these lap cars. Into turn 1 underneath Joe Nemechek, but here comes Brandon Jones shortly behind. Jones with a big run off of turn number 2 right behind Kyle as Jones got through the lap cars just as quick, if not quicker, than what Kyle Busch did. Yeah, pretty fine. Having a good day. Not going to be able to get my car looked at until tomorrow, but took my mom's car to go golfing today, so at least I got a round in. Oh boy. Should say this morning before she had to work. Shouldn't have to leave till like 9 o'clock, so got up at 6, got my round in, got home plenty of time. "34 laps to go at the line. Jones has still not been able to get around Kyle Busch despite closing that gap quite a bit. Jesse Little within 2.5 seconds also. Getting the Byron Exalta car. Nice, nice. Pretty nice paint scheme. Standard one at least. Kyle Busch starting to slowly pull back away from Brandon Jones. It's about 4.5 seconds behind Michael Annett still. Oh, we got a car spinning. Justin Allgaier turns 1 and 2. Busch goes down to the apron to try and miss it. And Busch is just going to hit pit road now. And now he gets drilled from behind from Brandon Jones. Huge crash into the inside wall for Kyle Busch. Trying to make it late onto pit road and gets absolutely smothered from behind by Brandon Jones. Unbelievable. And more bad luck continues for the number 18 Toyota here today of Kyle Busch. He'll make a wedge adjustment, one turn all the way around. Unbelievable. I don't know how Kyle Busch is still in this race. Very hard accident. And this time he's got a decent amount of damage to the engine of the race car as he tries to get back up to speed. Final pit stop of the day for Kyle Busch. He was going to try to short pit there. After barely missing the accident to Justin Allgaier, Jones just did not check up in time when Busch was trying to get to pit road, and Kyle got hit hard. And is now 2 laps down as we speak in that 12th spot.
Still there? Still there? You got room, you're clear there.
Taking the spin, but even when Allgaier had taken the accident there, oh, Busch gets tight. A little contact with the 89 there, I believe, of Landon Castle. Morgan Shepherd Racing. I wonder what Kyle Busch's radio would be like. F-bombs everywhere. That's what I'd have to guess. Probably like, how does this kid even have a ride? My goodness. It's like they didn't even brake when I tried coming to pit road. They just drilled right into me. I mean, there's somebody behind Jones, too. I don't think Jones got hit by them and then slammed into us. I mean, it was a late decision to come to pit road. But I was like half on the apron when he did that. My guess is he could have tried to speed to get by Allgaier, too. I don't know. Allgaier looked like he was slowly coming back down the track. Definitely a multi-car accident there in turns 3 and 4, but again, no caution. We stay green. But will the rest of the field make it on fuel to the end of this race? We know everybody that pitted around Kyle Busch under green will still have to pit. So this is his final set of tires, but he can easily make it to the end. Caution comes out, it'll likely be taking a wave around as long as everybody on the lead lap ends up hitting pit road. But all those drivers that pit with about 52 to go, they were only about 2 laps to the good on fuel. 2 to 3 laps to the good on fuel for the leaders. Are they going to make it to the end? Again, just 2 cautions today, and we have not had one since 106 to go in the race. First caution came out back on lap 32 also. man, Annette and Busch about made contact right in the center of the corner. Michael in 5th place right now, and even Busch on fresh tires again. You can see how slow he is. He can't even keep up on fresh tires with Michael Annette. A 20 to 30 lap, probably closer to 20 lap fresher tires, but still.
Got one up top. Car high, careful.
You see Brandon Jones spin him. I mean, it didn't look intentional. I was just braking to try and get to pit road. Again, it was a late break. It wasn't, I mean, it was like center of the corner. Okay, I'm going to pit, and I was going to get it locked down in time, I'm pretty sure of. It wasn't extremely late, but... By the way, Ray Black Jr. just passed Kyle Busch for 12th, so that's another position lost for Kyle. A rough start to the season at Daytona and Charlotte. And not sure if it's going to get any better because the next race again is at Martinsville, likely tomorrow. It looks like it's going to rain outside. I was wondering why it was getting a little darker. It's only 4 o'clock. Starting to get darker like it was like 8:30. Jay Featherston, welcome to the stream. Welcome back, Diamond Jeff. Busch holds full throttle here. He is racing Ray Black Jr. again, 4 position, so Busch is trying to fight for every point he can get. Point in the race. And he's going to get on by Michael Annette now, too. There's 21 laps left here at Charlotte. The Alsco 300. Busch trying to power full throttle. It seems like he's able to hold full throttle through 1 and 2 now with the damage to the car, slowing, obviously, the speeds down overall. Turns 3 and 4, though, it doesn't seem like he can hold it full throttle. He got out of the gas a little bit, center of the corner there, even when he hits his marks. Just can't do it. A little sharper angle, though, into turn 3 versus turn 1. Why do I sound like the duck from Wonder Pets? I haven't heard that one before. I don't even know what the duck sounds like. I've never watched Wonder Pets. I know of it, but I've never watched it. By the way, also down in the chat below, is the screen laggy, or is that just my laptop again? Oh, I think it's clear. I'm using my hotspot. $18 laps to go. Not only, again, Kyle Busch is racing Ray Black Jr., but Kyle Busch definitely is racing those guys that still have not hit pit road that originally pitted back when he did. There is a chance Kyle can still finish in the top 10, shot of winning this race likely over, even if they can't make it on fuel and the leaders have to pit again. It's going to be hard for Kyle to get back on the lead lap with the speeds he is running on the racetrack. Oh man, Annette tried to go down underneath the 30 of Fincham, couldn't do it with Busch there, and now Busch is going to get underneath the 13 of Fincham. Annette to the back bumper of Busch. Right up the middle goes Michael Annette. Busch went all the way to the bottom. Annette made a good move to go high all of a sudden. And got around him that way. a little pixelated, but it's fine. Yeah, usually the hotspot's not that bad. I don't know. At least it wasn't last time. Oh, Ray Black Jr. caught again. Wow, Busch got really tight in turns 3 and 4. Now way out of the gas, but this is his chance to strike on Ray Black Jr. 15 laps to go here at Charlotte. Granted, we are 2 laps down though also. Ray Black Jr. now caught behind a net. Oh man, like he was gonna go 3 wide up the middle, kind of got caught. Busch has a big run into turn 3. Boy, he drove it in there deep. But Ray Black Jr. gets to the outside of Austin Hill. He's going to get around him. So some of these guys coming up out of the pits now. There's Harrison Burton trying to get back up to speed. He pitted under green. Well, the first green flag stop of this run with Kyle Busch. Busch is going to clear Burton. Oh, barely, man. A risky block there. Kyle came down right in front of him. And on much fresher tires, Harrison Burton's going to drive off. Burton trying to go right up the middle, 3 wide. Couldn't do it there. Burton and Ray Black Jr. keep swapping that position back and forth. 10 laps to go at Charlotte now. Again, we are 2 laps down, so we are at that point. Kyle Busch up to 12th. He's got around Anthony Alfredo, who is just coming out of the pits also. Again, Ray Black Jr. just about a second ahead. But Alfredo should catch Kyle Busch once he gets up to speed. He's only 2 seconds behind him on much fresher tires. Busch actually able to hold it full throttle through 3 and 4 that time. Amazing. Just 2 cautions in the race. 3 at Daytona. 2 so far today at Charlotte. 9 to go now. I don't think Kyle Busch could have asked for much worse of a start. Although he's going to get to the end of these first 2 races. It was not pretty as he barely clears Tommy Joe Martins. And look at Anthony Alfredo zooming by on the inside to get back to 12th. Martins and Busch again had their run-in for sure in this race with each other multiple times. But that's seemingly going to be the last time they'll meet up with one another. But again, will the leaders make it on fuel? It's tough to tell who exactly is leading this race right now. From what we remember, they're going to be very close. No truck race today. The Bristol night race is today for the Cup Series later tonight. I don't know of a start time for that one yet though, but we will be running the Bristol night race for the Cup Series round of 12, race 2. I was hoping to get to the driving range or something, but man, it looks like it's gonna rain really hard here. Like, it's getting really dark. The wind's starting to pick up. It's not raining yet though. The way my room is pointed, it's pointed west. Obviously weather moves from west to east, so it's like I can literally, usually when storms are coming, I can see it like coming in. There's Justin Allgaier. He's made his way back out on the track. Busch is going to give him all the room to run to the outside. Allgaier kind of crowding Busch a little bit, trying to get the air off that right rear corner panel. Allgaier's falling back to 21st in that accident, which of course later led to Kyle Busch getting involved in that said accident when Brandon Jones did not check up in time. Busch was trying to make the late dive to pit road after Allgaier went for a spin in turns 3 and 4, and here we go. It's a good run through turns 3 and 4 that time by Busch. Can't quite get back underneath Allgaier. Allgaier ran right near that blue line, blue and white line on the apron. Here comes Austin Cindric from behind, and I believe Cindric is likely the race leader, trying to put Kyle Busch 3 laps down. So Kyle going to try to block him off just in case we get another caution. Oh, Busch. A little tight off the exit of turn 4. Cindric maybe not happy with Kyle Busch right now. 3 laps to go. Gets to the back bumper of Busch into turn 1. And I believe actually the white flag should be in the air this time by for Austin Cindric, and it looks like he's got a big lead. Can he make it on fuel? 1 lap to go for Austin Cindric. Trying to put Kyle Busch 3 laps down as he just ran into the side of Busch, and Busch is in the wall. Through turns 1 and 2, contact further back now with Vinnie Miller. Busch will go 3 laps down. Cindric was not having it, and Austin Cindric should have enough fuel even if he can coast it to the finish with a huge lead. Off of turn 4, one final time today at Charlotte. Austin Cindric will get the win. First of the season, playoffs 2020. Here comes Austin Cindric. Busch brings it home in 13th. Again, 3 laps down in this one today. So we are going to wrap this one up. Take a look at your finishing results. 5 drivers finished on the lead lap today. That was it. Austin Cindric with a dominating win, about a little over 2 seconds ahead of Ryan Sieg. So Austin Cindric first, Ryan Sieg second, Justin Haley third, Alex LeBay with a great run at 4th. He was in the top 5 mostly all day. Michael Annett 5th. Jesse Little with a great run too, 6th place. Brandon Jones 7th. Riley Herbst 8th. Ray Black Jr. 9th. Anthony Alfredo rounds out the top 10. Again, Busch in 13th in this race. We'll take a look at the DNFs in this one here today. Chase Briscoe, CJ McLaughlin, Joe Graff Jr., Daniel Hemrick were the 4 drivers to DNF in today's race. Where are we in points? We will find out before the start of the Martinsville race. Again, I have to do the points manually simply because of starting the season up. The only way I was going to be able to do the Xfinity Series season is if I were to delete the season and restart it. I did not want to do that because we already ran Daytona, and that would have messed with the running order there, and that could have ended up messing with the point system at the end of the regular season. So I did not want to do that. Also, Austin Hill won. We could have easily have had a different winner if the game even was to calculate the points right second time around. So I'm doing the points manually. So now, unlike the playoffs where I only have 12 to 16 drivers to take care of, I've got all 36 of them. So I'll keep track of it throughout the course of the season. To Olivia Robinson, sorry for missing the stream, but yep, just coming to an end here. So I will give you guys a points update once I get it figured out here after this race tonight for the race tomorrow in the Xfinity Series at Martinsville. But again, doubleheader today. We got a Cup Series race tonight, Bristol night race. Hopefully you guys check that out. Another playoff race on the season, round of 12. And subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as usual. Hit the like button if you enjoyed today's race, commentary, the video in general, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.